Ayumu Ekawa is a 16-year-old high school student who is tragically murdered while investigating a suspicious house. However, he soon awakens next to a strange armored girl called Yuklawood Hellscythe. She reveals herself to be a necromancer who has revived Ayumu, consequently turning him into a zombie. Now immortal, Ayumu sets out to hunt down his killer. One day, while searching in a cemetery, he encounters a boisterous young girl named Haruna, who is fighting a bear with a chainsaw while dressed as a magical girl. After she kills the beast, Haruna attempts to erase Ayumu's memories of her, but he instead absorbs her magic for himself. Stripped of her powers, Haruna now orders Ayumu to take up her role of hunting strange creatures known as megalo, monsters that roam the human world and terrorize the population. Is this a zombie? Follows the daily antics of the human-turned-zombie Ayumu as he begins his new, ludicrous life where the supernatural becomes the norm. Raku Ichijo is an average high school student. He also happens to be the sole heir to the head of a Yakuza family called the Shoigumi. 10 years ago, Raku made a secret promise with a girl he met. They promised one another that they will get married when they reunite. Since then, Raku never let go of the pendant the girl gave him. Takeru enrolled in Tenbai Academy because the girl-to-guy ratio is, like, 3 girls for every guy. But this bevy of bombshells is actually a school where teens beef up their combat skills using a magic power thingy called a Maken. Redheads with wicked high kicks, shocking blonde bullies, and aggressive brunettes are everywhere. And every time there's a brawl, their clothes tend to disintegrate. Distracted by all the bouncy brawlers, Takeru has a hard time concentrating on his training. Things get sticky when the hornball can't figure out how to use his Maken. If he doesn't find his mojo quick, he'll be dumped by the school of his dreams, or destroyed by an attacker who's after his magic power thingy. Dating sim master Kaima Katsuragi wants nothing more than to immerse himself in the 2D world, chasing digital girlfriends. But when the so-called capturing god answers a mysterious email from an unknown sender, Kaima finds himself chasing down real-life ladies in an attempt to help the peppy demon Elsie de Lute Irma capture lost souls escaped from the depths of hell. Now, lest the explosive collar around his neck detonate, Kaima must convince various girls to fall in love with him in order to scare out the souls hiding in their hearts. Pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, lust. These are the 7 sins laid upon 7 girls who rule over Biblia Academy. To retake his world, the boy decides he must control these sins. The boy, Arata Kasuga, has had the world he knows by a mysterious collapse phenomenon, and his cousin Hijiri disappears into another dimension. To understand the collapse phenomenon and win back his cousin, he comes to Biblia Academy. There he finds the 7 girls and their sins. Struggling yet brilliant 19-year-old Minato Sahashi has failed his college entrance exams for the 2nd time, resulting in him being regarded as worthless by those around him. However, the course of his seemingly bleak future is altered dramatically when a beautiful, supernatural woman falls from the sky and into his life. That woman, Musubi, is a unique being known as a Sekirei, a humanoid extraterrestrial with extraordinary abilities. These aliens are known for kissing humans carrying the Ashikabi gene in order to awaken additional latent powers deep within. Recognizing the potential within the seemingly insignificant youth, Musubi kisses the bewildered Minato, initiating a bond between the two of them. This drags him into the high-stakes world of the Sekirei, where he and his new partner must compete against others in a battle for survival called the Sekirei Plan. However, unbeknownst to the contestants, there is far more at risk than what the competition initially entailed. One day, a poor high school second year named Futaro Yusuji comes across a private tutoring gig with good pay. But his pupils are his classmates. And they're quintuplets. And they're all gorgeous girls, but they're also troublemakers who hate to study and are on the verge of flunking out. And his first task is simply gaining the sisters' trust. Every day is a party. The curtain is rising on the Nakano quintuplets quirky romantic comedy with 5 times the cute. The development of the Infinite Stratos-powered exoskeleton changed the world's balance of power. While the distribution of IS systems has created peace, only women have been able to pilot them. So when Ichika Orimura is discovered to be the first male with the ability to control an IS, whatever plans he had for his future are tossed out the window even as he's thrown to the wolves and enrolled at the otherwise entirely female Infinite Stratos Academy by order of the Japanese government. In a world where magic is a reality, the young Louise is at the bottom of her class. Dubbed Zero by her classmates at Tristein Academy, due to her zero success rate for magic, Louise, along with all first-year students, was charged with summoning a familiar, and instead of a cute magical creature, the familiar arrived in the form of Saito Hiraga, a normal Japanese boy who was abruptly teleported from his own world. Can both Louise and Saito come to terms with their new and complicated relationship and, more importantly, help Saito find a way home? Hayadu Issei, a simple-minded, lecherous second-year high school student is killed by an innocent-looking beautiful girl on his very first date. Issei is reincarnated as a devil, with the help of Rias Gremory, and so ends up as her pawn from then on. Gremory is not only the president of the Occult Research Club, and the prettiest girl on campus, but also a high-ranking devil herself. Are Issei's days without female companionship finally over, or will life after death turn out to be a lot more complicated than he ever imagined?